Siyaqhubeka ke si-interviewa abantu abayingxenye yale mashi enkulukazi mfowethu uyiphathi yale mashi sibonile siza ngapha uhlanganyela ucula ingoma yilogan kusho ukuthini uba ingxenye yale mashi?
No, I mean in this country sesithule kakhulu siba nezivakashi nabantu esibafukameleyo ngenxa yezimo ezihlukahlukene. Kodwa ngokuhamba kwesikhathi kwabonakala ukuthi ayiningi abanye babo abanaso isifiso sokuhlonipha imithetho yezwe lakithi. Kanti ke sabuka nokubukeka nokuthi engahlonipheni imithetho yezwe lakithi kuningi okubi abafika nakho. Now kuyafuneka ke mawumuntu othanda izwe lakho nje ukuphakame lapho uaimene njengalezo ukuveza uvo lwakho ukuthi uhulumeni wakithi ngoba fanele sicacise nalokho ukuthi asilwi nabantu nje. Kodwa ukuphakamisa uvo lwethu ukuthi uhulumeni wakithi awisukumele indaba uqinisa imithetho yakho. Yebo? Uqinisa imithetho yakithi nokwenza sure ukuthi imithetho yakithi iya-apply. Nokwenza sure ukuthi uqasha abantu abanele ukulungisa imithetho yezwe lakithi. Nokurutha i-corruption kulabo abasebenzayo abasebenzisa inhlaka zikahulumeni ukuqhubeza ubugebengu eNingizimu Afrika. Ngoba uma singakwenzi lokho kushuthi siyogcina ke sinezwe obukampunzi edlemini noma ubani ofisa ukwenza noma yini ongafika akwenze aphume ahambe ngabe kanjani. Baningi ke ngoba kwenzeka nje ezweni lakithi ukuthi sekukampunzi edlemini uyangena omunye aphume yangena omunye aphume kwenzeke noma yini. There's a lot of wrong things that are happening, human trafficking, issues of drug selling, issues of crime, and real big mafia organizations that are operating in South Africa because we have not done what we are supposed to do according to the laws of this country. The country, South Africa, has got a Population Registration Act, which governs how we're going to register people who are in this country. We have an Immigration Act in this country, which is very clear on what needs to be done for people who come to this country. We must be very clear also that we understand that Africa and the world has got too many problems, both of a political and a criminal nature. There are people who have to run away from where they were born to come and seek refuge in South Africa. We are not fighting them. All we are saying is that they need to be registered as such. But also we have seen that kunabantu who are exploiting that. There are people who are not refugees, who are not political asylum seekers, but who are registered as such in South Africa, who then come here and do whatever they want. There are people who are engaged in corrupt activities of fraudulent identification documents in this country, of course assisted by our own people who work in these institutions. That in itself needs to be dealt with. So ziningi inkinga esibhekene nazo esingasho ukuthi ukuqala kwazo kakhulukazi ubugebengu inhlupheko ungasebenzi kwabantu esingasho ukuthi zidalwa abantu bakithi kokufika abangaqhama kwamanye amazwe kodwa sithi ukuba khona kwabo nokuba khona kwabo bengabhalisiwe ngendlela ukwenza ukuthi ziqhubeke njengabantu bamnyama abaseNingizimu Afrika sizineyinkinga eziningi esisuka kuzona ezizama ukuyilungisa kodwa kunabantu kulelizwe abalekelela ukuthi izinkinga zethu zingalungiseki asikhulume nje senze nje isibonelo employment legislation as a South Africa yonke from the Labour Relations Act, your Skills Development Act, Employment Equity and others are very clear on who can be employed and how they can be employed. But there are business people in this country who are employing undocumented immigrants who are in this country. And nothing is being done by the Department of Labour to make sure that such people are being dealt with. There are businesses who have been found to be in violation of the Immigration Act, but those people are not being held into account when they employ people who are not from this country. We are very clear that our understanding that the laws of this country are very clear that people who come from other countries who come here must come on the basis that one, they are coming to make a big investment. Those who are migrants and those who are labor migrants who are coming to work must come on the basis that they are bringing a skill that is scarce in South Africa. So it's very worrying that in sectors where there is no scarce skills, anyone can do the job, if I can put it that way. But you've got a high employment of people who are not from this country. And this must also be clear that we are not saying it's just Africans who are a problem. There's a very big problem of Southeast Asians in this country who are not documented. There's a very bigger problem of Eastern Europeans in the main and Europeans in general who are in this country illegally, who are engaged in criminal activities. So when we say we must govern immigration better, we are not merely saying go and govern other African people. We are saying govern everyone who comes in this country illegally and who comes here to do illegal activities. Those who want to come to this country and are prepared to respect the laws of this country, clearly they may come, because South Africa is a country located in the world, located in Africa. We are very committed, also some of us, to the idea of Pan-African unity, but it must not be at the expense of the sovereignty of states, because the nation state is still a reality in this country. We can't romanticize that idea that the nation state countries still exist in Africa, and in their existence, their individual laws must be existed. Our existence in the African Union must not mean that we carry the burden of all of Africa, whereas in the main, in the problems that we face in this country, other people are facing them. We are engaged in fighting for our own problems in South Africa, but people are not engaged in fighting in their own countries. Right? That in itself is problematic, that we are now made to carry the burden of people who are not coming here to organize, to go and fight in their countries, but who are coming here to engage in criminal activities. Of course, if we had time, we'll go through the different nationalities that exist in South Africa, and what they are engaged in the main. Because we must be honest, there are nationalities that are in South Africa that are not in the main engaged in criminal activities, who are creating an honest living, but of course have been corrupted by other nationalities who have come here for criminal activities. So all of that needs to be dealt with. But in the main, the states must take a position, and the states must do what it's supposed to do. The states, we have got acts in this country, we've got constitution in this country. It must be respected. It must be employed and must be done to be able to see this job. People must be, we can't have a home affairs which is understaffed because the government of the country wants to engage in austerity measures where it wants to save money, but at the expense of making home affairs work, at the expense of making the Department of Labor work. Some of us there are many people in this country who've got the necessary qualifications to be able to capacitate Department of Labor, but they're not being employed because there's a cost-cutting measures of not employing people. The same thing happens in the home affairs, the same thing happens in the police. Of course, understanding that there's also people who are engaged in criminal and corrupt activities in these departments, but also there is an issue of capacity, where there are people who are honest, who are in this country who are honest, that they seek documentation. But they can't get documentation at Home Affairs. One, because Home Affairs is understaffed. Two, because there are people who are engaged in corrupt activities, who want money from them. Corruption in the capitalist society that we live in has been generalized. Almost every one of us are forced, whether by choice or not, to engage in corrupt activities. Because every time you want to comply with the laws of the country, you are put with a burden. I mean, if you look at Traffic Management Act, if we want licenses, we must pay someone. If we want an ID, someone must be paid. If you want everything that is supposed to be a compliance with the laws of the country, it must be done at the expense of us, where we must pay. So there's a lot of corruption. So we've got issues of VAT. There's a lot of things that encourage people not to want to comply with the laws, because making a living in South Africa and being a law-abiding citizen has been made difficult by people who do not want to make the state work. The state is being turned into a banana republic because there are people who don't want to make it work. And this is one of the reasons some of us participate in things like this, so that we can raise awareness, but also part of it to make sure that these things are channeled properly. Because we also don't want to engage in activities that are unguided, that are going everywhere. We must be clearly guided in our understanding of the issues, but in terms of how we engage in the actions that we engage in. The people of South Africa are peaceful people. But also, being peaceful has its limits. You can't be peaceful with people who are not peaceful with you. It becomes very difficult. So there are people who are engaged in crimes against the people of this country. But they want to be coddled and being treated nicely as if they are doing something great. The inner city, when we are saying they are doing something wrong, it's like you're abusing them as if they have the right to do wrong things. If we go to the townships these days, you can see what is happening. In the suburban areas, this is where most of their operations are based. Things are happening. In the inner city, as we are in the we have a lot of problems. Drugs are being sold in this country. The police of this country know where these things are happening, but it seems as if they do not have the capacity nor the will to deal with such issues.
Nazi nenkampani iqasha abantu ngoba nazi ba ama cheap labor, thina sigma union siyakhalaza, laba bakhalaza, they take anything that you're giving.
Yeah, so the problem yamenyi le is because we are not making people who are liable for exploiting, because asibeke kanje, abantu bakithi who come from other African countries and are not documented, they become desperate to make a living. They are going desperate. and that desperation is exploited by business people in this country who want to employ them as cheap labor. So also, those who are migrants to South Africa must also understand that in one way or another, we're also trying to protect them. We are saying, document yourself. The government of the country must document you so that you are able to enjoy the labor rights of this country. Because when you don't have a document, you are exploitable as they currently are. The laws of this country are very clear in terms of employment, in terms of labor relations, in terms of how we must be treated. The idea of being treated fairly, the idea to the rights to the collective bargaining in the main. But because people are not documented, business people who are unscrupulous, who are corrupt, are exploiting them. If you go in the suburban areas, in any mall you go to, in the inner city here, you'll find our people being employed. And where they are employed, they're being employed on the basis that they are desperate and the basis that they are exploitable. And when we say they must be registered, there's some of the things we want to deal with. So we need to fix our borders, we need to fix our migration systems, we need to fix Africa. The state of South Africa must take a very bold position on the fixing of Africa. Because when Africa has a problem, we carry the burden because we are the state at least which is almost working better more than everyone else. So we carry the burden. These others are failed states. So our duty as South Africa is also to make sure that institutions like AU and SADC must work, must do their work in making sure that the citizens of the continent are protected, so that they are not exposed to exploitation by business people of this country.
What are you hope to achieve?
For me, marches are about awareness. About bringing public awareness to particular issues. The real work does not happen in marches. It happens when we engage with the state. We hope the state, seeing these people here, the state will want to engage the people of this country. The state will want to take bold steps to keep out plans of what needs to be done. Because public awareness in itself can't do the whole job. You bring marches because you want to bring awareness, but the real work happens in boardrooms. And we hope the people of this country are not going to be given a chance to explain what they really want to happen in this country, because it seems as if we have not been listened to for the past 30 years, over the past 100 years. In the main, black people in this country have never been listened to in terms of the running of this affair. We've always been excluded, whether by white people in the past and by a black government today, which wants to govern in their own terms, in their own doing, without listening to us. Whereas we are the key stakeholders of this country. This is our country, it's not anyone's country. The fact that people are running this country, they are running it on a borrowed mandate from us. And they must always realize this. It's wrong.